Well, I think Fame and Muscle Shoals Music is here because we're fiercely independent. We've been doing business with Bank Independent since the 70s, and to know that they've got our back, it means a lot. We've always been there, and it's always just been a phone call away.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather, live at 5.
All right, it's a couple minutes early, but we're going to go ahead and roll the live at 5 here since we have a severe thunderstorm warning over parts of the area. This is western parts of Franklin County, Alabama, and southwest parts of Colbert County, Alabama. There's now a severe thunderstorm warning up from now until 6 o'clock this afternoon for a little cluster of thunderstorms here that has the potential to produce some wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour that could knock down some tree limbs and some tree branches, maybe do some power line damage. This is west of Highway 43, west of Russellville, west of Phil Campbell. It's just to the west of Belgreen out here, running from near the Cedar Creek Reservoir back to about Burnout down through Old Burleson and Vina. The storms are moving slowly west to west-northwest at about 10-15 miles an hour here. So we're in the summertime pattern now to where not everything moves from west to east anymore. These are moving what you would normally consider backwards, but this is very normal for this time of year because when the jet stream shifts north, we don't have steering currents for these, so they kind of meander around and find the highest instability. So what's happening? Storms here over the western part of Franklin County moving west to west-northwest. Potential for damaging straight line winds up to 60 miles an hour here. Not everybody's going to get that from near Belgreen, Glasgow corner over toward Vina, Old Burleson, Burnout, over toward Pleasant Site, Red Bay, and Pogo, and then up into southwestern areas of Colbert County here from Crooked Oak. I think it's just past you, but from Newsom Springs and near the Coondog Cemetery back up toward Malone, Allsboro, Bishop. You need to be inside away from windows until these storms pass by. Not everybody's going to get wind damage from that, but there's the potential for some trees or power lines to be knocked down from gusty winds before the storms collapse in on themselves, in addition to heavy downpours and a lot of lightning with these storms. That's the primary concern. We're in the summertime season now, so we're not expecting widespread severe weather. But on any summer afternoon when there are pop-up thunderstorms, you can get a stray severe thunderstorm warning or two like this, and like what we had over the weekend with the pop-up storms. You can see the storms moving generally off to the west. Here's a loop for the past hour. We'll watch these very carefully. We're not worried about tornadoes or anything like that. Another pop-up heavy shower here just to the northwest of downtown Florence, not far from the Underwood, Petersville area and near the Cloverdale region. That's shifting off to the west. Nothing back closer to the I-65 corridor, maybe a tiny pop-up shower occasionally in Morgan County, but not too much of concern. We'll check into southern middle Tennessee, and we do have a couple pop-up heavy showers out here near the Ovilla area on the Wayne and Lawrence County line in southern middle Tennessee. And then on the west side of Hohenwald, none of these are severe here, and they're not really rapidly developing, so we're not expecting a lot out of those. You can see those generally bubbling up and then moving off to the west and then fading away as they tried. Not a whole lot of consequence. The main storm of concern is that severe thunderstorm warning down there in Franklin and southwestern Colbert counties. Other than that, a large part of the storm activity has been just to our south and shifting over into Mississippi this afternoon. And for the next couple days, only very isolated rain chances, but that will be changing later in the week. Here's a look at the Arctic Air Skycam network. Here's we now head toward 501. We had to come on a couple minutes early because of that severe thunderstorm warning. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies out there. And because of all that sunshine and the upper level heat ridge, it has been hot today. Or you have not gotten the rain shower, you're well up into the low to mid 90s. A few folks have been knocking on the door of the upper 90s. Dew points are into the low to mid 70s. That's made heat index values over 100 today, so there's a heat advisory in place. That's going to continue for the week. Heat index values over 100 will continue through the weekend before they start to back off as we head into the start of next week as the upper level heat ridge breaks down, and we might be headed back toward a rainy pattern toward late weekend and early next week, similar to the one we got out of here recently. You can see the scattered showers and thunderstorms on the west side of the surface reflection of high pressure. They're shifting off to the west. But keep in mind, as I said, that's because we don't have the jet stream overhead here during the summer. So they're not steered by upper level winds. They just meander around to where the higher instability is here. That's the situation there. Maybe an isolated shower or thunder shower for the next couple days, but rain chances will be higher later in the week. Things will fizzle out as we head deeper into the evening hours here. Now, Futurecast may be a little too dry compared to what we've seen on radar this afternoon, but the general idea that anything from the afternoon will fade away with the loss of daytime heating in the evening is accurate. Mostly clear overnight, lows down into the mid 70s or so as we wake up toward daybreak, and then mostly sunny here for your Tuesday. A stray pop-up shower, thunder shower midday and afternoon, but the chance of rain for any one particular location for tomorrow and Wednesday, only about 10% across the area. Not expecting big rain chances at all. The vast majority of you will be dry. Highs in the low to mid 90s once again as we head into tomorrow afternoon. More the same for Wednesday. And then as we head into the latter part of the week, a few more thunder showers Thursday and Friday. Chance of that's about 30-40%. And then the rain chances start climbing a bit more as we head Saturday, Sunday, and especially into early next week as that upper level heat ridge breaks down. You can see that only about a 10% chance of rain here for the next couple days through Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And then as we head into Thursday and Friday, the rain chances themselves still on the isolated side, but they do start to tick up a bit. And then they start to tick up a little bit further over the weekend. But I can tell you that if current model data continues to hold the way it does, we will probably be raising these numbers from Saturday into next week as it is trending a bit wetter based on the data we've seen today. Daytime highs here the next 7 days near or into the 90s, mid 90s here for the next few days. And then as the upper ridge starts to weaken, it's back to the lower 90s, and it may be closer to the upper 80s as we get into early next week. We'll see how that goes as we get closer. Notice at least through the weekend, heat index values generally over 100, and there could be a few days here, especially Wednesday, where it's 105 or hotter. So be sure to stay hydrated and take breaks if you have to be outside. Weather where you live for tonight, mid 70s, mostly clear. Any thunderstorm from the afternoon ends with a loss of daytime heating this evening. And then the slightest chance of a stray shower or thunder shower Tuesday and Wednesday, chance of that's only 10%, mostly sunny otherwise, daytime highs into the middle 90s. Heat index values 102 to 107. Isolated thunderstorms become a little more possible as we get into Thursday and Friday. And then better chances of scattered thunderstorms as we head from the weekend into early next week. That's Look latest 7-day forecast. I'll be back at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock with another check of your local weather.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.